Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us on the next Prime Light webinar. Today we'll be talking about optical lighting innovations with a new partner of ours, Khatod. On the call or on the webinar, we have Andy Botsford, who is the sales manager at Prime Light, and we also have Giuliano Casataro from Khatod, both of whom are available to answer questions as we get towards the end of the broadcast. So again, thanks again for joining us. Some of you have been on these before, and it's great to see some of the other same old names coming up as well, which is great. I'm just going to take you through the agenda of what we'll be covering today. So we'll do a little 2 seconds about Prime Light. I'm sure some of you have heard all of this before, but it's great to let everybody know what we do. We'll talk to you about our partnership with Khatod, and then Andy is going to take us through some of the new and very innovative products that they have released into the market, which hopefully look very interesting to some or all of you. And as I say, please feel free to ask questions throughout the webinar, and we'll turn to answer those towards the end. So if I just talk to you a little bit about Prime Light, and my apologies if you've all heard this before, but just a little bit about us. So Prime Light is a component solutions provider to the lighting industry. We were established in 1992, and Prime Light now has a market-leading position in the supply of high-quality components to the lighting industry. And as a component solutions provider, Prime Light has got a vast product range covering pretty much everything needed to build a luminaire or a spotlight through to all of the elements needed for an integrated and efficient installation. So this will include anything from gear trays to drivers, LED boards to wiring and connectors, right the way through to lighting control, optics, lighting track, and latterly emergency solutions and a new range of optics from Khatod. What Prime Light does have is a number of exclusive distribution agreements with quite a number of global manufacturers, and that gives us an unrivaled range of products, and all of that product is from trusted and, most importantly, audited and reliable sources. Unlike some of our competitors, Prime Light has a large UK warehouse, meaning that we can manage deliveries very, very quickly out to our customers. And at any one moment, we're holding over 2 million items of stock across the range of product in that London-based warehouse. Outside of that, Prime Light offers design and commissioning support to customers, and we work very, very closely with our customers to support vendor consolidation to help create efficiencies within their supply chains. And latterly, Prime Light is positioned as a supply chain partner with many UK lighting OEMs, contractors and wholesalers, as well as other industries, including catering and facilities management. So a huge product range, and optics, what we're about to talk about today, forms a very important part of that. And I'm going to hand over to Andy Botsford to talk about some of those products in more detail. Over to you, Andy.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. What I'd like to do first of all is just give you a very, very brief overview of Khatod. Khatod were established in 1985 as a designer and manufacturer of optics. They work from their headquarters in Milan, and they have a 30,000 square foot facility there. One of the things very attractive about Khatod is the fact that the whole process is in-house. So right through from concept, design, manufacture, test, everything is under one roof. They use all the familiar optical materials, high temperature acrylic, high temperature polycarbonate, and quite a few developments using silicon more recently. They have almost 8,000 different stock items available, and on top of that are very open to any custom requirements needed by customers. They supply a full range of optics through optics for low power LEDs right through to reflectors for high power cobs. If we can move to the next one. A little bit about our partnership. As Russell mentioned before, it's quite a new partnership. And the reason really we're working together, I guess, is as far as Khatod are concerned, Russell's discussed prime lights standing in the market, and we can give them great exposure to a lot of the lighting companies within the UK that we've worked with for the last 25, 30 years. As far as prime light is concerned, we're really impressed with Khatod, not just the quality or the price of the product, but the support, the technical design support, the innovation, and the number of products available. So that's the background on why we've decided to partner in addressing the UK market. So I'm gonna just give you, before I go into the individual products, what I'm going to do today is give you an overview of some of the newer, more innovative products. It's going to be an overview. I won't go into depth on every single product because we'll be here for hours. But hopefully it will give you a feel and a taste of the new products that are available. Not all the products are going to be of interest to everyone, of course. But just so you're aware, we're going to be covering some products that are suitable for industrial use, outdoor lighting, a product for architectural lighting, and then finally some product for display and retail. So hopefully there'll be something for everyone there. Before I go into the products, just to let you know, feel free to ask questions during the presentation or at the end of the presentation if you prefer. If you want further information on any of the products highlighted, let us know. We'll send full data across to you. We can even supply pricing quotes if there's anything specific that's of interest. So let's dive into some of the products, if that's okay. We're going to start with a new product range rather than individual product from Khatod, called their Flex System. So the Flex System is, we'll start with the basic unit. So that optic is a industry standard size and is most commonly seen as a 2x2 optic used with mid-power LEDs. Khatod had come up with the concept of, in that same package size, actually having 16 different optics that can be used with a low power LED. So typically for a 30-30, 30-35 package, it allows you to mount 16 LEDs under that unit, which is about 2-inch square. There are 11 standard optics available, ranging from standard symmetric 30, 60, 90 degrees, some elliptical optics, and some specific sports and street optics. So one of the concepts is it's lower cost than using higher power LEDs and only having 4 in that area. You can use 16 low power LEDs that tend to be more cost effective. The other thing that's key about this product is the flexibility. If you see the slide here, that is in effect 2 of the units put together. And if we go to the next slide, we can also go to 3 of those units, so we get a 48 LED optic. And finally, we can go to a 4, which gives you 4 times 16, so a 64 LED optic. One of the great things as far as the flexibility of this product is each 4x4 module can be populated with a single optic, and then the next module can be populated with another optic. We can then supply that as a dual unit in effect by welding 2 of those together. So you can actually have a customized optic incorporating more than one output without any tooling charges. And that's pretty important if you've got applications for high bays, for street lighting. Not every warehouse is the same height, not every street is the same width. The poles are different heights, and you have to adjust your optics accordingly. So rather than having to have a custom optic every single time, you can actually make up this modular system and combine different optics into a single unit without having to pay any development costs. So quite a unique product. If we can move on. Just highlighting some of the applications, as I said, industrial lighting, typically high bays, sports lighting. There are some specific optics that are designed for sports halls that are within the range. And then, as we discussed before, the street lighting, where you've got different height poles, different width roads, where you can mix and match the optics all within the same unit. Thank you. So that's a very quick overview of the Flex range. As I say, if there are any questions, feel free to pop them through, and full data is available. Moving on to another product that is again suitable for high bay, low bay type applications, internal applications, is what's called our pixel reflector. So it's a standard industry package, 11 by 3. There's quite a lot of applications using an 11 by 3 optic at the moment. What's different about this product is it's not an optic, it's actually individual reflectors molded into a single housing. So you've actually got 33 different reflectors within the package. Two things quite unique about this product. One is the aesthetics of it. It looks very different to an optic, and it helps people differentiate their product from anyone else's. It's a much sleeker look product. The other main advantage really is in efficiency. Because you're using a reflector rather than optic, you're not actually getting any transmission losses through the polycarbonate or the acrylic. So you're actually ending up with a more efficient product. Again, there's a full range of standard reflectors. You have your 30, your 60, your 90 degree, single and double asymmetric, and there's also some North American standard reflectors that are available as well. So it's only available in the 3 by 11 unit, but again, it can give uniqueness to an end product. Thank you. Moving on to something slightly different, we're going to look at a new product that's really for, I'd say, architectural or decorative lighting. There's a nice picture in the background there that's showing a number of windows illuminated in different colours. So really, this is an optic that's designed to transmit light around a frame, in effect. If we can move on to the next one. That's the product there. You can all see why it's called the snail. Basically, it's an optic with a rubber holder that will screw onto the bottom of the aperture. So in this case, onto the windowsill, as you can see there. The objective of this product really was to offer an alternative to traditional ways of illuminating an aperture, which is using tape. So you could, in effect, put RGB tape all the way around there and buy a kit. Typically, that kit would be in the region of £200. If you use this optic in conjunction with a small board with a red, green, blue LED on, you can achieve much the same for under £50. So it's a huge saving. The product is obviously completely sealed. So I believe it reaches IP65, I'll double check that, but it's designed for outdoor use. The board is obviously available for anyone to design their own, use their own, but there are samples available from Khatod of a board with the LEDs on, so they can be bought in small quantities. There is a slide there giving you some idea of the dimensions of the products. It's very hard to read, but just to give you an idea, it's just over 2 inches long. You can tell I'm old-fashioned, I'm in inches, and an inch and a half wide. Your board would sit underneath the optic, and then obviously from the driver to the board will be internally mounted with the wires just coming through to the bottom underneath the optic. So really it's a unique product that replaces the traditional way of doing it using tape. If we can move on to the next one. Again, another new product from Khatod. This is really targeted, I guess, at retail or display products. It's a very small 35mm diameter acrylic optic. It's also available with a self-adhesive holder. Designed for mid-power LEDs, something like a 50/50 package. If we can go on to the next one. What is quite unique about it is the performance of that optic and the narrowness of the beam that can be achieved. The smallest one, as you can see there, is 3.5 degrees. We believe this to be the smallest working optic available on the market at the moment. It's been tested rigorously. It has been used in some applications. So yeah, new and probably the tightest beam angle you can achieve using an optic. Thank you. If we can move to the next one. So that was a very, very brief overview of 4 of the newest innovative products from Khatod. Hopefully there's something of interest for everyone there. And as I say, if there's any questions, please feel free to pop those through now. We'll answer what we can immediately. Anything we need to have a look at, we can get back to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so it appears that we don't have any questions. We can hang on another minute or so, just in case anybody does. Please do feel free to pop any of those through. Okay, Andy, it looks like you've done an amazing job there. We haven't had any questions come through. If anybody does need any additional information, then please, by all means, contact us directly. And we'd like to thank you all for coming to the webinar today. And please look out for the next one coming along fairly soon. Thanks a lot, everybody. Bye.
Thank you.